All right, everybody. I am glad to see everybody here tonight for this fantastic training that we're about to get, because it is very important as a team that we move as a unit. And so we have the best of the best here to train us tonight to make sure we're doing just that. This, of course, is our leader, one of the top earners in the organization, is part of the corporate leadership team that is highly respected. This is a person that is the keynote speaker for the Toastmasters International Conference. So this is a person that definitely knows how to put together the information and then be able to deliver. And we all love to work with people that will deliver at all times. So listen, he has a heart of gold. He's helping us do what we do, because I believe that a person that has done a thing can teach a thing. And that is exactly what he has done. So listen, team, don't disappoint. Please stand to your virtual feet and welcome our leader to the platform, none other than Richard Hardon.
Yes.
Come on, Richard.
Yes.
Yes.
And I so appreciate you for always being ready and willing to serve. Angela Johnson is one of those leaders. Like it, I know there are people that hear, you know, the magic story of somebody that came in and just everything went their way. I remember when Angela Johnson got started, she wasn't sure what she was going to do, but she has been a game changer. She got in here and changed the game. Not only did she put herself in that rare class, I mean, I want y'all to understand, less than 10% of network marketers earn a residual income with a comma. Most compensation plans are heavily weighted toward bonuses. She put a comma in her life and made it stick. She got her private reserve account, so she's got her making money, got land banking. And every time I see her, she's doing something social and fun. She at the gym, she on the motorcycle. She said, I'm not gonna be on retirement on my walk. I'm retired right now, and we ride now. So before I get started, y'all give it up for Miss Angela Johnson.
All right, Miss Angela.
Thank you.
Good job, Angela.
Yes. And I guess my goal, this is designed to be a quick start training for helping new people and us get started as new people. Put that in your notes. It's quick start training. Because this business in life, success loves speed. But this compensation plan loves speed even more. And so my goal is to put us in a position where we're able to leverage our tools to build business even faster. Now, I see some veterans on the line, but I also see now, Sarai, you are relatively new. Cheryl, you are not yet in business, correct? Let's see, who else do I see? Somebody's on here named iPhone. We got to correct that for the recording. I know God in his infinite wisdom and your parents did not name you iPhone. If you look at your device and it says your name is iPhone, tell us your name so we can call you by your name as we interact during this training. This is, by the way, interactive training. It's a conversation, not a lecture or a seminar. iPhone going once, iPhone going twice.
You better say something, you get kicked out. It's right.
Right. Are you there? Or is there somebody there behind that device? I really do want to know.
They typed it in the chat. Their name is Rye.
Say Rye? Okay.
R-Y-E.
I got it. Let's do that. All right, Rye, welcome. Now, are you new to the business or did someone else invite you? Or your guest? This is your first time going through training with me. I just want to calibrate.
A guest.
You're a guest. Okay, awesome. Welcome. So I'm assuming that everybody on this conversation has seen the cash flow conversation of what we do. Today is about how we do it. This is how we do it. And I wanted to point out, when people say we're the ultimate cash flow company, I want you to think about the nature of the MWR business and what's been really brilliant in the way that it's constructed when it comes to cash flow. Now, for those of you that are old school like me, does anybody remember Robert Kiyosaki's second popular book, The Cash Flow Quadrant?
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't, just remember, he divided the world out into four categories of making money in America. E is your employee quadrant. S is your self-employed quadrant. I is your investment income quadrant. And P is your portfolio income quadrant. This business, in my opinion, is the best thing I've seen for helping someone walk from one quadrant into another. Meaning when I came into MWR, I was and still am. I'm employed. Like it's in my goals. I want to be the employed millionaire, right? 100% of my income was from that job and my personal investments in my time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me grab a couple of
Make a
colors.
host or something.
All right. But if you think about that process of the transition, because once I got started in this business, in addition to my speaking business, where I am the product, the marketer, and the sales team, but I was self-employed. So I had some of my money coming from things that were not my job. And then as an investor, I had money coming from my properties. Wherever you are in the spectrum, that's where our membership is designed to meet you. If you work in a job, they want to make sure you maximize the income that comes from that job. But at the same time, when you purchase your franchise, you actually get access to a business system. Put that in your notes, a business system where more like you're responsible for 1% of the work than 100. And that reflects on J. Paul Getty's theory. I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. So franchises like McDonald's, I'm actually speaking to the African-American owners of Chick-fil-A on next week. All of these people that invest in business system, the goal is to create leverage. And then that last category is money working for you. That's your portfolio income. And your income doesn't even have anything to do with where you are. You could be on the beaches of the world and your money would still be making money. All of those things are encapsulated in our membership. And that's why this is the ultimate cash flow system. Make sense?
Yes.
So when you get started, I want everybody to put on the brand new person's mindset today, because we're in a brand new business. And the goal is to make sure first that you have self-funding business. 3 ways for this business to self-fund itself. First is to get it back from the IRS. They took it, they can help you get it back. If you identify 3 people that get started in the business with you, get started as customers with you, they're members only, your membership is free. And then the third way is my favorite way, 3 business partners and 1 customer, 3 QFDs, 1 member, puts you $5 a day. That's $150 a month. This is the fine print that a lot of people don't look at in our back office. Is everybody seeing the MWR steps to success? There are 6 steps that the company is so excited about having people take as they go through this journey of tax reduction, bill negotiation, debt elimination, and credit restoration. That they gave this money back guarantee. Now, I know that's small for reading on Zoom, so let me blow it up right there. It says that if you do the steps, you'll get the money, and if you don't, we'll give it back. No questions asked. Now, what are the steps? Well, first thing is taking advantage of your Financial Edge membership. Now, because our website has changed, I do want to walk through what you get access to when you get started in business in our MWR website. You first get a customer-facing website where you can send people information about your business, but in your back office support system, there are 2 sides to it. There's your business side and your membership side. My goal is for you to do everything when you get started, do 1 thing in both of these tabs every day. Does that make sense? What do you mean, Richard? Well, when it comes to membership, I just say walk from left to right, because each of the things that I talked about in our cash flow conversation, reducing taxes, lowering bills, they have a set of instructions where if you can upload a document, you can have a result. But by uploading a document, it helps you understand the process. Am I making sense?
Yes.
So when you heard about Angela and Monifa and their instant pay raises, they did 4 steps. What did they do? They first clicked on Get Started. And then it gave them 4 steps to do it. Asked them some questions. They uploaded some documents. And then on step 3, the experts needed 24 business hours. That's what they asked for, 24 business hours to review. That equals 3 days. But a lot of times I hear that people are getting those results faster. And then step 4, the experts are going to post back your W-4 when it's ready. And that's what you submit to your HR, or if you're in a self-service system, that's what you put in yourself. That's simple, isn't it? Can everybody read and count to 4?
Yes.
Now, because we help people save money and taxes 4 ways, maximize your access to the experts one thing at a time by setting yourself up for the home business deductions with our Hurdler application. Hurdler lets you write off your lifestyle, but also starts to build your tax profile and potentially could put you in line for a pay raise, even if you don't qualify for one your first 30 days after 30 days of tracking. They will review your last 3 years of taxes, and if you have any of the severe past due tax problems, they do have a team of experts that help at deeply discounted rates, and they're really good. Any questions on taxes? For the sake of time, I won't read through each of those things. I just wanted you to know that if you click on things, the words, the instructions for getting started, and the process to go through shows up right away for you, and that when you get to eliminate my debt, it'll ask you a series of questions in your interview, and it'll go through and understand for you. This is what my creditors had planned for me. It'll offer an MWR alternative plan based on the same money or new margin that you create. Our goal is to create more and more margin in your life. Does that make sense? So in our case, we went from 24 years in debt down to 6. And the best part was this $229,000 that I'm not giving to the banks, the credit card companies, or the student loan people. Does that make sense? Now, in transparency, we're family. The statement comes out every month on the 28th. The 28th is when I do my budget for the next month, so that I stay on plan. And it establishes the milestones that once I stop overpaying the creditors, it'll put me at an additional $1 million in assets. And this is on the conservative side, by the way. This is assuming 3% interest in 12 years. What's even nicer is when it's your number. So make sure that you start building your confidence in what you have. I don't know if everybody saw our new hot tab up here for keys to home ownership is now part of the increase in cash flow. Did everybody see that? And just remember, all of these are designed for you to be able to read, get instructions, and we have a support staff and team that's on call that you can access by chat, by email, or by phone, so that we can focus on building cash flow stream number 2. Everybody say cash flow stream number 2?
Cash flow stream
Number 2.
Cash flow stream number 2 is my business. Here's my personal goal. It's to sponsor a new executive director and help them sponsor a new executive director a week. Does that make sense? Every 7 days. I think one of the things that we forget is our business has become brand new. But when you get to your back office, I do want you to print this document right here. It says comp plan PDF. No, I'm sorry. One-on-one presentation in English PDF. You see it? I want you to get your own. But this is an effective summary of the business. But more important, it gives you a place where you can do effective goal setting. Does that make sense? Meaning one page, it recaps what just happened in our conversation with text blurbs. I've been using this as a follow-up way to send people something. They say, I need something in writing. I'll send you this. That makes sense? Because it covers what we do to increase cash flow, what we do to multiply cash flow, and then highlights some of the money that's available while laying out where do we have to go? How many people do we have to help to get you to where you want to be financially? Does that make sense? So this is one thing. When you print this out, I want you to circle your number. What's your number? Oh, let's talk about your number. Is that number that you and I need to make together to get to the place where we made a difference for you financially? My first goal for everyone is to have their business at least paying for itself. But my second goal is what's meaningful money to you. I know at one point said, I was so excited about $20 a day in residual because it came at an unexpected time, meaning we just got to $20 a day as we were heading down to Florida for a cruise. Has anybody been on a cruise before?
Yep.
So when you get on, so I got my first $20 a day text before I got on the boat. Once you get on the boat and get out to the ocean, you're not getting any more text messages until you get to land. So I would get to land and I would have gotten paid 2 times. I was like, I made $20 and I couldn't do anything. but I could drink this drink with an umbrella and say, this, I like how this is going. Now, here's our unit of work. We want to get to a place where those teams of 3 and 3, you with your 3 teams of 3 people, 4 people in each leg, we got those popping. We got, what is it? Less than 20 days, but 20 days is plenty. If we get good at mastering the gateway skill, and this is the gateway skill, it's inviting. So in my 15 minutes, I want to teach the skill that separates the professional from the amateur, in my opinion, in network marketing, is invitation. If you can craft a compelling invitation for people to take a look, get exposed, and get educated, you can build a massive team. But Brian Bean's equation is absolutely true. It's actually taking the time to do quality exposures and invitations. So if you're taking notes, this part of training, I'm not even going to do the whole recruiting process today. I'm just talking about invitation. But how many of you know that if you invite it better, more people could show up?
Very true.
And I know working with some of my newer partners, because there's a process, like we do have these text message campaigns where you can send a text message with a video to people. And there are, I want you to know, there are people that have gotten in from being sent that text message. My personal experience, about 90% of the people that I send a text message and a video have not watched the video.
Right.
Now, is that my fault or their fault?
Absolutely, sir.
That is their fault.
Their
for not pushing
fault.
play.
Their fault.
Their fault.
Therefore,
My fault.
No, it's just the way it is. There's no reason to blame people for things being the way that they are. How are things, Rick? What are you talking about? Well, let me ask you. When people send you a text message out of the blue with the video, how often do you push it?
I don't, but I'll be thinking they about to spam me.
Like I was looking at my actual behavior, and anybody time somebody sends me something like, look who died, I'm like, is that you or did you get hacked?
Right.
Like suspicious Rick just pops up out of nowhere, and it's like, is that really YouTube or is that a link to say, I don't know what this is.
That's right.
But people also are busy, yes? The best thing about text message is asynchronous. You can send a text message pretty much any time of day, and if they can't answer the phone when you call them, they can look at it when they get around to it. Ooh, I know. Write on your notes, the number 2, IT. Number 2, IT. Now circle it. You know what you got? You got a round to it. Have you ever seen any one of those videos? They don't get around to watching those videos.
That's good.
That's good.
They're not going to get around to it. But the video, if you have sent videos, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying if they have not responded, don't count that as an exposure. Because in all likelihood, they have not been exposed. They just know you sent them something. And they're going to get around to it, except they don't know where to find it. So there are 2 things that you can do for people that you sent a video to that went thunder crickets. Y'all know what I'm talking about, thunder crickets?
Yes, sir.
Deafening silence. It's like, it ain't just quiet, it's quiet.
The silence of the lambs.
yes.
The text is your invitation to follow your peak. It's your invitation to follow your peak, meaning I sent you something a couple of days ago. I'm excited, wide-eyed, and electrified about what I got my hands on. And for the life of me, I can't understand why you hadn't texted me back. Oh, Rick, man, listen, life was over here lifing. My wife was tripping. She was cooking cabbage and my toe hurt. Well, okay. Can you watch it now? Or tomorrow morning? What you need to do is start defining reality. 2 things have to happen. We got to increase the value of that video if we want it to serve us, or we can invite them to actually see the movie. Because in my opinion, that video is like the preview. It's like I was sitting in Quantumania watching Ant-Man and the Wasp and Kang, but now looking forward to the new Spider-Verse movie.
Right.
Yes. Previews get things sold. But here's the thing I want to teach you when you get somebody on the phone or especially as we are out in these streets. I met like 100 new friends this weekend. I went to a line dance weekend. It's always new people from out of town. And here now, trust me, I'm busy sweating out my shirt at a line dance event. I do very little invitations while I'm there. I do a lot of information capture and say, we need to get together. You are really good at teaching people to do these complex steps. How much do they pay you for doing this? Text me. What's the best number for you to text me on? We're gonna have a whole money profit party right on Zoom coming up. I'll make sure to get you on my guest list. Just stay tuned. If you don't hear from me, text me and say, Rick, are you okay?
Yeah.
And then with 10 minutes left, let's do all 8 steps of the 8 steps of effective invitation. Now, but wait before I jump in and start talking like an auctioneer. Who's been trained by me before? Okay. For those of you that have not been trained by me, don't judge me and don't mute yourself. Make sure I go at the pace that my mind goes. But my teacher used to tell me when I was doing my algebra that sometimes I would skip steps. So if I miss something or you have a question, especially if you're new, this training is for you. But if you think about that, there are 8 steps to effective invitation. Here they are. You can take a screenshot and I'm going to walk through the psychology of how they work. Does that make sense? So let me know when you see my screen. I know these words are small, but step 1 is to be in a hurry. Everyone say step 1, be in a hurry. Take a screenshot, but also write it.
Be in a hurry.
Step 1, be in a hurry. Step 2, compliment the prospect. Step 2, compliment the prospect. Step 3, make the invitation. Don't dilly-dally and talk about that girl from Sally from the Valley. And then number 4, if I would you. If I would you. Number 5, get a commitment. Number 6, confirm the appointment. Number 7, get a time and a phone number. And number 8, get off the phone.
Get off the phone.
Get off the phone. So let's see. Let's practice this with somebody I haven't done this with yet. Okay, let's see. Oh, Connie, I invited you to anything recently. Hey, Connie, ring, ring. How are you? Oh, y'all are in the same room. Can you be heard over his speakers? Okay.
Yes, maybe.
All right, there we go. Hey, Connie, how are you?
I'm great, Rich. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm so excited. I'm glad I caught you because I'm running between events. I'm going to be speaking again later this evening, but I wanted to make sure to get in touch with you because of the impact and following that you and Cedric have through these podcasts that y'all are doing. Y'all are crushing it out here.
Thank you.
I'm looking to put together the best group of speakers, trainers, and facilitators to teach people how to get on the other side of money. And I thought of you.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I got you access to a private invitation-only cash flow conversation that I'm hosting this evening on Zoom with some of the most powerful, positive people that I've come across, if I put you on my VIP guest list, could you commit to being there on time with something to take notes with?
Yes, I think I would.
Okay, now again, that's going to be this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Now, what's the best email address for me to send the calendar invitation to?
Perfect. It would be connie.hunter017@gmail.com.
017. That's my brother's birthday. He's born January 17th. It's a real thing. All right. So I'm putting that into the calendar. You should get an email invitation from Google Calendar and this text message from me, just in case Google is tripping. But with the people you know and the things that we teach, we're going to teach people how each of us can get our money, make some more money, and have those 2 streams of money multiply and create even more money so that we go from making money to making history.
Oh.
Tonight at 7?
Tonight at 7, I will be there. Thank you so much.
I love you to life. I'll see you there.
All right. Take care.
All right. Now, how many people saw what I did and said there?
Yeah.
Is everything
That
in the
was
formula?
great.
Can you tell that I've done it before?
Yes.
And here's the thing. Pandemic got a lot of us out of shape for inviting people to things. But here's the excitement that I put in my own mind. As a matter of fact, when I have my power hour, most of the time, if you listen carefully, power hour, by the way, I set aside an hour in my day, and this is when I'm calling to fill up whatever event I'm doing that day. That's my daily method of operation, meaning right now when we're in crunch time, like grind build mode, it's every day. What can I get this person to see today? If they can't see what I'm doing today, let me send them a 7-minute video as a preview and invite them to what I'm doing tomorrow. Does that make sense? Daily pay comes from daily activity, and our daily pay will guarantee that our daily guarantee goes up. Did y'all see that that's how our plan works right now? And here's the awesome thing in it. If you think about the psychology of the way that this works, I'm gonna break this down and then I'm gonna run out of the way so that I am not stepping on the corporate call. The first process, being in a hurry, is psychologically attractive, meaning people are always attracted to people that have something going on. Like if you ever call somebody and you say, what's up? And they like, slow motion in the big city ain't nothing. Different. I'm running out the door. We don't, I mean, if you find somebody at the workplace, we won't even have time to get into this. You're working, but I love your work ethic. Shoot me the best number to get in touch with you. Now, the second thing is compliment the prospect. The weirdest thing in our culture today is that most people have people in their lives that have a high opinion of them that don't say it out loud. So when you're inviting them to look at this video or asking them about which stream of cash flow they want to open, depending on who they are, they don't know why you're asking them. So as you're calling them, that's who I got on my list. I got people I like, right? I like their energy. I like their smile. I like their work ethic. I like the conversation that they have, or even the way they carry themselves and dress. But I let them know why I like them, because that starts us off agreeing, because they like them too, or they want to like them. And if you like them, that'll help them like them better. Does that make sense? Yep. So whether, you know, for somebody that's in the family, you've always been supportive, and I appreciate it. And then step 3, make the invitation. Now, I do want you to decide which pitch you're going to throw, which pitch you're serving up based on where they are. Here's how I rank: red, green, blue. Reds, you look up to those people. They expect you to need their opinion. Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Greens, we're on the peer level. Blues look up to you. I know there's difference in nomenclature, but what I want you to understand is positioning is relative, and is relative to who you think they should think you are. Does that make sense? There are a lot of people that are older than me that were mentors in my life that I met much more money than now, but that's what's called the powdered butt syndrome. If anybody's ever powdered your butt, you are not the expert to them. So you still got to get their opinion. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
And if they're your peer, just make sure that you relate along the lines that you relate along. And then if they are blues, if they're people that are looking up to you, tell them what to do. That's what they're expecting from you. You need to look at this, and maybe we could build this out together. They're looking for the opportunity to work together. Does that make sense? And then the most important part, this is what's missing right now, in my opinion, posture. If I would you, business is conditional, yes?
Yeah.
Meaning most people get so busy begging people to look at their video or come to their Zoom, their hands look like cups. Look, if I got you VIP access to my invitation-only cash flow conversation, can you commit to be there with me early? I want you to get to meet the people before the conversation starts, because the meeting before the meeting is the meeting. He usually opens the Zoom about 15 minutes early. Be there no later than 5. Let me know you there. Does that make sense? It's what I call MISS. If you don't have that acronym from me, that's probably where I got to stop for the day. Is anybody on the live page to let me know when Facebook is live? Like roll call we can miss, but I don't want to be talking when Brian talking. But imagine this, MISS, make it sound special. Because if it's just an ordinary YouTube link, everybody's got videos on YouTube. This video right here, if you see it the way that we do, it could change the game for all of us financially. You just need to see and get a feel for the people I'm working around so that you can get a bigger picture later. Does that make sense? I'm not counting on them to get in on the 7-minute video. Hell, at this point, I'm not counting on them to open it, but I am following the leads that I put out there because I feel like I wasted a person if they hadn't responded yet. It's like, I'm feeling a certain kind of way. Do you have my number locked in? Do you know I sent you something? You know I don't send you something every day, don't you? But if you starts the process of understanding this, business is agreements in action, yes?
Mhm.
You're saying, I'm going to do a thing. If I do my part, will you do your part? Now, if they say no, I say, cool. Right? I don't have to force more money on you. I was inviting you. And then the rest of it is that anything that someone says with their mouth 3 times, it starts to lock into their subconscious. So I know I invited them to something at 7. And then I said, if I put you on my VIP guest list, will you be there at 7? And then I said, now that's tonight at 7. And then I took an alternate confirmation. If I was texting them, I emailed. The best thing for me about emailing them something in Google Calendar, it got an alarm. I don't even have to be, it's going to alarm an hour before and 15 minutes before without me. And if I don't see them at 5 minutes till, that's when I drop the text in the thread. All right. That's 8:31. They on?
Yes, they doing
Live,
roll
but they
call
just
right
doing
now.
roll
But go
call.
to that one slide that says 7 and 8 right quick.
There you go.
So last last in the process. So if I would you get a commitment. When people say something like, I'm gonna try to make it, or let me check with my wife. I live in the South. People are polite about what's really a no. That makes sense? What you mean you gonna try to make it? You gonna try to click the button like it's a button. Just sit down, click a button, turn your camera on.
Mm-hmm.
But if the time's tough, this is something I've said to people. If that time is tough for you, let me know a time when we can really get together. Or if it's in the case of I'm sending you a video, when can you have watched the video with comprehension? I want you to see that whole thing and see if it even makes sense for us to go to the next step. Because if it doesn't, you've done what I asked you to do, right? Like if you start having that posture about people that you want them to be in business, but you don't care if they don't, that's more attractive. Like, think about it. The coolest dude in school wasn't the one that cared the most, even one that looked like he halfway didn't care. Like, y'all remember the Fonz? Fonz, so I'm see now that makes me old. See, I can see from Stephanie's face. She asked, Fonz? Who the hell is the Fonz?
I actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know about the Fonz. Yes, I do.
I remember.
Yes, I do.
Be cool
Yes, I
about it.
remember the fonts,
yeah.
yes.
But then after you get that commitment, confirm the day and time. Now, again, that's today. That's today at 7 or tomorrow at 8. I got 2 things coming up, but I want to make sure that I got a time that works for you. If you're doing a tool, which is what a video is, just make sure. Now, if I get touch base with you tomorrow morning, you'll have invested 7 minutes in our future, potentially building an empire together, won't you? You do want your money, don't you?
Don't you?
You want your money to grow money, don't you?
Don't you?
Well, you watch this video, won't you?
Won't you?
Yeah. Don't you? Won't you?
And then whatever method you're on. So if you happen to be talking to somebody on Messenger, confirm them either in their email or their text message, but make sure to put it in a place where you won't forget it. And then the last thing is just remember there's 8 steps.
Get off the phone.
That last one, don't kill the close by starting to talk about it or spill the beans. It's like, man, I got 1 hour and I got 20 more people I need to touch base with, because this is going to be massive and I don't want anybody to find out about it from somebody other than me or you. All right.
Brian just went live.
All right. I'll see y'all over there in the big room. I guess I should have planned the watch party, but I'll do that next time. All right.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Haters.
All right, awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard.